Well, next up, we've got some exciting news from Foreground, I believe. Something that I know Warren is going to be really excited to see.
Yeah, so Foreground have been showing off all of their releases that are coming out in May, and the first ones we're going to be looking at is some of the stuff that we saw when we were at Salute this year, and this is for the Jezeri landing bay terrain, which can be used for your games of Star Wars Legion, for example. So of course they're going to be working on a huge 6x3 style table, which you'll be able to pick up from their web store very, very soon. And you'll see that in some of the pictures further down. But one of the big things I wanted to show off as well as the sort of modular wall systems and all the kind of things they've been working on is some of the scatter terrain that they've been doing. So the scatter terrain is the kind of thing that then adds a lot more character to what you're doing on the tabletop and gives you cover and things to hide behind. So they're going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff like crates, some larger shipping containers and things like that. They've got some consoles coming out as well, so you can use those for objectives when you're playing games, like ways to close down blast doors and things like that could be kind of cool. And they're also going to be doing a set of almost office wear, I guess you'd say, or it could be used for your cantinas. So if you're going to be picking up a lot of stuff to do with Tatooine and those kind of things, maybe you want to build yourself a little bit of a cantina, use some of these chairs and tables and stuff.
Wait. Cantina stuff. We could do the Eddie Izzard Death Star Cantina
Are you Jeff Vader?
yes, okay, I'm Jeff Vader.
Yes, you could do that as well. I like the idea of coming up with some rules to actually have a proper bar fight as well, so you can be throwing things around in the room as well. That could be kind of cool. But yeah.
And
as well as one of the other big things they've been doing is they've also been working on stuff for you to use outside of interior locations as well. So one of the big things a lot of people are asking for is the way to create terrain for Endor. And so they've created a kit bashed set of kits using some of their wharf stuff as well as some of their extra bits and pieces from Fabled Realms for you to create treetop canopy sort of locations for you to play your games on Endor. And this is then added to with their new tree tubes as well. So the tree tubes are going to be a way for you to mount all of these different buildings and walkways up above the ground level on the tabletop, so you can actually have two different levels of play as you're going around, and they'll come in different sizes as well, so you can go and pick those up and sort of add to that as well if you wanted to try things on the Forest Moon of Endor instead. So, yeah.
That's something I'd love to see. I think getting a full table made like Endor would look incredible.
Yeah. You see, I would just do the Ewok village at like one side of it.
Yeah.
And then have the tree tubes further down so that I could still play through it, but just like have a big dollop of like green flock on top that you could just lift off as you needed to.
Well, I'm sure Warren will be getting John onto all this soon, by next Monday.
Quite possibly. But I would imagine that, you know, if you were doing a Forest Moon of Endor, because it's not Endor, remember?
Yeah.
Stop calling it Endor, because people will sacrifice us for that. And hang us in all
the Forest Moon of Endor.
It's the Forest Moon of Endor.
Yes.
There you go. I would imagine people will be taking a load of speeder bikes through that.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
You could make some like racing rules for that and actually have 3 or 4 of them.
Well, if you think last Friday there we had a Let's Play go out with me and Jerry. Jerry actually ran a 6 speeder bike list and it was vicious, absolutely vicious in Legion.
Yeah.
So beyond Star Wars, some of the other terrain they're going to be working on is for their World at War range in 28mm, and they've also created a windmill set for you to go and check out. So everything that comes from Foreground always comes in layers, and there's always ways for you to play inside them as well. So for a good skirmish games like Bolt Action and things like that, you'll be able to play through the different levels with your snipers and stuff as the Germans are taking over rural areas of France and things. They've also designed some watchtowers as well. So if you're going to try and do some kind of prison break, which I thought would be a cool idea, then you can have these set up and set some spotlights in them. So you can actually do some really cool scenario style play, and of course you could use these set up in a more urban environment as well for sort of watch posts and things down the streets of, for example, Paris or something if you wanted to. Beyond that as well, they're going to be doing some more stuff for Fabled Realms, so they're adding to their dockyard series, so they're going to be doing lots of sort of piers and things for you to pick up, as well as a really cool swing bridge as well, like a drawbridge almost, so that you can actually have some kind of defenses before people get into the town from the markets down by the river. And they're also doing an amazing looking watermill, which is the thing that really caught my eye from this selection. And the watermill again comes with different layers, and it even comes with a cut-off water wheel, so you can actually use it as part of a river piece and actually build the river around it as well, which I thought was a really cool idea. Just want to see someone swing down that rope above from the top bit and then land somewhere else and then run along the top of the water wheel and do some cool cinematic stuff on there. That could be really cool. But yes, some awesome stuff for Fabled Realms as well. And of course, Fabled Realms is coming sort of together very, very slowly as well from the guys at Foreground as well. So keep an eye out for that.
That watermill looks strangely familiar.
Yeah, that might be.
Indubitably.
I wonder if someone got their hands on the first one that was ever made
And placed it on a table,
and
perhaps.
placed it on a
possibly
table,
put a
not
little
so
snow
far
on it.
away.
But funnily enough, the one that made me most excited there was actually the simple watchtower.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I looked at the watchtower. I was like, finally, a watchtower.
No, as soon as I saw that watchtower, one thing started happening in my mind. Just dum 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 da da dum da 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 dun da 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 da. Yeah. It's one of my favourite movies of all time.
You see, I would love to see the guys do something more castle-like for World War II.
Oh?
Something like Colditz.
Yeah.
That could be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could always see what they do for the fantasy side of things, and then if they do something in the fantasy realm that works within the world of World War II, you can always use that and sort of make that, see how that comes together. But yes, I really like the idea of like a Colditz style building. That could be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.